The default position of the unexamined mind, the unexamined self, is to focus on things, to focus on the experience we are having. Our experience is comprised of my life, my experience. It includes everything that we see, everything that we hear, everything that we touch, everything that we experience through our senses. It comprises of our thoughts, feelings, emotions. It comprises of what we may call the object of our experience, either seemingly externally or internally. But that is the default position. Most people simply experience the content of their experience, the content of my life, which includes my thoughts about my life, my feelings about it, and so on. And there it remains. If you ask that individual in that perspective, are you aware? They may take a moment, and the answer is usually yes. And there it remains. I'm aware of this, I'm aware of that. Yeah. Some people are not aware of their feelings. Some people are not even aware that there are thoughts running around. Then the practice of mindfulness comes in. Oh, yes, many thoughts moving, many thoughts, feelings perhaps that hadn't been felt before, sensations even, awareness of the body, and so on. This is mindfulness. Gradually, awareness and the content of awareness are getting unstuck. Yeah, we are not so lost in the content, which is the unconscious state, the default paradigm. At some point, usually on the spiritual path or the path of inner inquiry, we yearn for something more nourishing or more fulfilling or more, we could say, eternal, the eternal sanctuary, than the content of our experience, because the content of our experience can either torture us or soothe us or pleasure us or whatever it might be. But this is always changing. We can't rely on the content of our experience for true fulfillment, for true nourishment, for true peace, for true happiness. So we seek something that we already know, but perhaps you could say we have forgotten, which is our true home, the true sanctuary. Something that is more eternal, ever present, unchanging than the content of our experience. This that we're seeking is the non-dual. Yeah, our experience, the content of our experience is dual. Yeah, it's either pleasant or unpleasant, dark or light, happy or unhappy. It's always a polarity, it's always a duality. So then we either reject it or we grasp it. But that which is unchanging is the non-dual. So we could say that our content is the waves on the ocean, the waves appearing, which can be stormy, which can be gentle, but they're always moving, always changing. And when we grasp those waves or chase those waves, try to hold on to those waves, they're constantly slipping through our fingers. You can't capture a wave. And yet we may have a preference for this wave and not that wave. Here is the whole conundrum, the whole pendulum, if you like, of suffering. At some point, we seek that which is deeper than the waves, the ocean itself. We could say, yes, that's the non-dual. The unchanging reality, which is not found in the content of our experience, but is found in the very fact of awareness. Non-duality, which is often misinterpreted as all things are the same. There's a kind of oneness. Yes, everything is connected, but the misunderstanding or the misinterpretation often with non-duality is that all things are the same. Everything is one. And this is not the case on that level. The waves are not all the same. They're not all the same shape. They're not all the same intensity. They're not all moving at the same speed. So to look for oneness on the level of the waves, on the level of content, is simply the same paradigm. It's simply imposing a conceptual belief, an erroneous one, on form, on waves, on shapes, on movement. But that from which the waves arise, that is the source of oneness. And that is the discovery of non-duality. That is the discovery of the field of awareness. I could say ocean of awareness, use whichever word you like. It is the discovery of the ocean of awareness, the field, the energetic field out of which the waves arise, out of which all forms arise. When that is discovered, when that is known, when that is realized, then there is the possibility of peace and fulfillment. Because that is the only reality, the only truth that is always here, that never changes. When we say truth, on the spiritual path, it's not a philosophical truth, an ideological truth, it's not a belief system. It's the truth of direct experience. It's the truth of reality, the truth of that which is always here. Content, yeah, things, experiences, sensations, feelings, thoughts. Yes, they arise. In that sense, they are true. But they are true in that moment. They are true in the arising, and then they're gone. So in that sense, that's not truth. It's an appearance, and that can never be truth. Truth is that which is always here, that which never changes. It's the eternal ground, groundless ground, which we could call beingness or awareness. And without becoming aware of awareness, then this reality that I'm pointing to cannot be known.